Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be making strawberry shortcake soap. So we've made this before in the past. It's a very pretty soap. It has these cute little berries that go on top. So they're all ready to go. So let's get started. Okay guys, so we're ready to get started. So I already have my goat milk cubes measured out to 11 ounces of goat milk cubes. And I already have my sodium hydroxide measured out to 4.7 ounces of sodium hydroxide. We are going to be using the magenta mica clay from Brambleberry, I believe it is. Yes, from Brambleberry. We are also going to be using some titanium dioxide from Brambleberry. This helps to whiten the soap, which is what I need today to mix with the some of our mixture. This is going to become the topping on the top of the strawberry shortcake, so like the whipped cream. So because we're making whipped cream on the top, we are also going to be using a piping bag with a tip that will help us to do that. All right, so we're going to get started. Oh, and then I also have these cute little strawberries. I have 9 of them ready to go. It's going to go on top of my soap at the very end. Oh, and last but not least, we're going to be using the strawberry fragrance oil from Brambleberry. This smells really, really good. All right, let's get started now. We're going to start trying to get our milk cubes to melt with our sodium hydroxide. So we are in Northern Virginia, and we are currently getting that storm that's been coming up from the south that dropped a bunch of tornadoes and rainfall and severe weather with the wind down south, and it's moved its way up to us. So our gusts of wind are really bad today. They're really scary. Yeah, they're just blowing everything over top of everything. We are currently having our basement refinished, and the workers have a Don's John, a porta potty, whatever you guys call it, wherever you guys live, but a porta potty sitting to the side of our driveway in our yard, and it blew over onto my husband's really nice car this morning and into the side of the RV that he's making. Made a dent in the RV, and we're not sure what it did to the Corvette. My husband's got to take the cover off when the wind dies down and see if there's any damage. So yeah, the wind is really, really bad today. I'm hoping we do not lose power. So I thought I better come on and make this soap. It is currently 3 o'clock for us on Sunday, the 16th of March. So I thought I better get this made while I have the chance. So I did do a video a couple of weeks ago on making watermelon soap, and I was editing that video a few nights ago to get it up on the channel, and I realized that I guess I pushed a button on my phone that made it go really slow, like it must have been in slow-mo, and I had to delete the entire video. So unfortunately, you won't be able to see that video, and that was a really cool video. But yeah, so that happens sometimes, and that's why I keep checking my microphone to make sure my green light is on, because that happened to me also when I was making, I think I was making butter, homemade butter, and was taping it, and it, my microphone, I guess, cut off. I don't know what happened, but I had to do a voiceover, so I keep checking because I want to make sure that this video is good to go. This is a really interesting video to watch. Okay, we have everything melted now. I'm going to get a temperature on this and see what we're at. Okay, we are good at 78.6, but I'm going to stir it for about another minute and make sure I've got all my sodium hydroxide melted, because I feel like I can still feel some of it on the bottom. So we're just going to give it a good stir, get all that melted completely. All right, I think we are good to add the oil, so let me go warm my oils up, and then I'll be right back, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, we have our oils heated up now, and I'm going to first add my oil to my titanium dioxide. So we did 1 teaspoon of titanium dioxide to 1, that was a heaping tablespoon of oil. So let's stir that up really quickly. We have this orange thing here, my orange stir. I just want to make sure that there's no clumps so that when I add this to my white, then it's good to go. And we don't need, we're going to need more of the magenta color for the soap and less of the frosting, because the whipped cream is for the top, so it's doesn't need to be as much. Okay, so that is good to go. So we will put that aside. All right, now we're ready to pour our oils into our lye mixture, milk mixture. Okay. All right, let's give this a quick stir. I'm going to add the fragrance last, because sometimes the fragrance can make this go to trace a lot faster. So we're just going to get this mixed really well, and then I'll divide the fragrance up between the two colors at the very end. I want my whipped cream to be, for this, to be thicker, because I'm going to be using my piping thing, so I'm not worried if that gets thick, but I don't want this one to get too thick. So let's get this mixed. Let's go on ahead and get some of this poured into here and start getting it stirred. Oopsie. Just making all kinds of messes today. Maybe a little bit much. Let's pour a little bit back in. We want mostly for this pink soap. All right. So we are going to add a little bit of this in here just so that I can get it stirred up to get it to release from the container. And then we're going to dump it in there. Okay. All right, let's dump this in here. Good. So let's give this a stir. This is a nice color. Okay, let's let that sit for a minute and let me stir this up. Get this mixed in real nice. My goal is for this to get as white as it can. You can already tell it's changing colors. All right, I'm gonna go on ahead and get the mixer on the white for the whipped cream first. Okay, and I'm gonna go on ahead and add some of the scent to this. Prop that up. Okay. That way this can start to thicken. All right, that's good. We're gonna let that do nothing. We're just gonna let that sit, because that needs to thicken pretty well. So we're gonna set that over there. All right, now this is already starting to thicken a little bit, so let's go on ahead and get our scent put in here. Okay, that's good. I'm just making a mess everywhere I turn. Okay, other side. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and pour that so that it pours in smoothly. It smells so good. It almost looks like the real strawberry pie stuff. It's yummy. Okay, let's set that aside. Give this a quick stir. Make sure we've got it all. All right, we are gonna pour this in here. I'm just gonna pour the whole thing. Okay. I'm gonna smooth this out. That's perfect amount. And then I'm gonna give it a little bit of a bounce to get the air bubbles out. I call it burping. I'm burping the soap. Okay, let's set that aside now. And let's check on our Cool Whip frosting. What is that? I don't know what that was. All right. Oh, it's nice and thick now. Okay, good. All right. Now, doesn't that look good? Looks like Cool Whip. All right. So now I'm going to Let me get another container to put this bag in so that I can pour it in there easily. Okay, empty container just to hold this in place so that I can have a free hand. All right, let's dump this in here. Uh-oh. Let's shake it down a little bit. Coming out a little bit, not too bad. See if we can get the rest of it in here. And then I'm going to let it sit in here for a little bit because I want it to make sure that it's firm enough to where I can do the patterns, the dollops, and they'll hold the shape. Okay. There we go. Okay. Paper towel here. All right. We're going to let that sit for a minute. Okay. I think we're probably ready to go. Before we start, I'm going to clean up the edges so that everything's looking good. Okay. All right. All right, let's give it a test. Yep. And then I'll go back and fill in the empty spaces. Boy, am I glad I went back and got some more. I think that. There we go. All right, so we've got all of our whipped topping put on. Looks pretty. So now I need to figure out where I'm going to put my strawberries so that we have them on each soap. So let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we're just gonna wing it. So we're gonna do 1 here since we'll probably have an end piece. We're gonna do 1 here. So we have an end piece. This is hard. So I feel like this one maybe could be moved over a little bit more. 3, 4, 5, 6, oh boy, we have 1, let's move this over some. This is the hard part, is trying to figure out where the cuttings are going to be so that Mike can cut it easily. I want to make sure he has room to get the slicer thing between each bar. I think he will. All right, so that looks good. So now I'm gonna kind of wrap a piece of paper around and try to clean up the strawberries that got the white on them. And it's okay if it has a little bit on it. It just looks like whipped cream. All right, so there we go. So we have our strawberry shortcake soap. We're all done making our strawberry shortcake soap. I'm going to put this in the freezer. It's going to stay in the freezer for 24 hours, and then we'll take it out. We'll let it sit and cure in this container in the mold for about 2 days. Then we'll take it out, let it cure again for a couple of days, and then slice it. So we'll be back in about 5 or 6 days to cut it and see what it looks like. Okay guys, see you when we cut it.